Hello and welcome to week number 39, starting off by having a look at the CFTC report from Scotiabank. Dollar bills added significantly. That took down euro longs by about from over 4 billion to 1.7 billion. As you can see, long position actually added, but shorts outpaced them and bumped up open interest a little bit as well. That's why we saw quite strong volatility last week. GBP long that flipped long last week. No, 2 weeks ago, or fortnight I should say, and then last week started going negative again. That was mostly due to the short positioning. Again, mostly our dollar longs are adding due to what's happening with the Fed. So that was the main movers last week on the CFTC report. Having a look at the charts, what I'm interested in next week is pretty much hasn't changed since last week. Last week I said I wanted to short Euro GBP. Now Monday it started rallying, which gave us a bit cheaper prices to short from, but I'm still expecting these lows to give away in the coming weeks and months. I'm going to overlay this with the yield spread chart between these two countries. That is the German yield minus the gilt yield, and that will give us a yield spread chart, and it's pointing way lower. So if I were to overlay this Euro GBP, you can see that Euro GBP is trading at the discount, and the real value should be a couple of hundred pips lower, closer to below 0.85, should I say. So that's what we're looking at for the following week. Bank of England also announced quite some significant that the looking to raise interest rates. That should surely help Euro GBP to climb lower as well. Another currency I'm interested in as global yields are starting to rise is NZDJPY. So I would like NZDJPY to show that bullishness in the yields and the depreciation of yen to start pulling away. There's loads of other currencies that have potential to move higher against yen, AD, JPY, GBP, JPY, if the sentiment is right. But I think the better opportunity lies with NZDJPY in terms of, because RBNZ will be very likely to raise rates very soon, and yields are globally climbing. That should feed back into NZDJPY moving higher. Looks like we've created a bit of a bottom. If these areas hold, I'm really expecting for a bounce higher, at least a couple of handles, maybe even start challenging the yearly highs. There's not a lot of other things I like to cover. I'm quite interested what Euro USD will do next week. This level is quite important. I'm going to actually drill down to the intraday time frames. This 20 pip zone is quite important for me going into next week. If we will see a rejection, I'm really quite interested to short it. However, if it starts climbing above it and reject with confidence, then we can climb above it again. So there's not a lot to read into Euro USD right now. Yield differentials, all of that, they're already played out and is at fair value. We have German elections today, which the results should come out by tomorrow. But in my experience, they never really moved the market much in the past. If anything, it tends to be negative for the euro, but it should resolve out in the coming days. Another thing we like to look at is the gold. So gold has been playing about, but I'm expecting in the coming weeks, towards possibly more October, that these lows start giving away as Fed Fund Futures starts pricing more aggressive rate hikes by the Federal Reserve, and that tends to be very negative for gold. That means these lows should not hold for much longer. Where you shorted from will be a little bit more trickier. I will communicate that in my own channel, in my own room. Talking of which, last week there was a couple of trades that I wasn't able to obviously bring here through on the Sunday review, as that did not materialize, but throughout the week we did manage to actually short GBUSD at captured these lower incursions. I also started playing a long and short side on Euro CHF on the yield story, and there's a lot of more trades and a lot of more trade ideas that do develop macro driven, where you can position quite smartly in the market. They do discuss in a private channel where you can access as well. So if you go on speculatorsTrading.com, you can pick off one of the pricing packages that suits you best, and looking forward to see you there in the channel as well. That's all I wanted to cover this week. I'm wishing you a successful week. It's a month end this week, so be careful around the London fixes, as it can get quite punchy. That is around 4 o'clock London time. Wishing you all the best. That's all from me. Bye.